everyone. Welcome to General Education Course 108, Science, Technology, and Society. And this is your teacher, Er. Now today, I will going to discuss to you the course syllabus and the how-tos on Spotify and then about reflection paper. Now for this course, General Education or Check 108, we have this syllabus here. Now take note that we have three modules. The first module is General Concepts and STS or Science and Technology and Society Historical Developments. Now again in module 1, take note that there are two topics. The first topic is on intellectual revolutions that define society. The second topic is on science and technology and nation building. The first topic should be done on the first week, that is on duration between September 7 up until 11. Now, the first topic should be accomplished within a week, wherein you should effort with 7 hours. Now, hopefully at the end of the topic, you as the student will be able to articulate ways by which society is transformed by science and technology. Now, for our class, I will not be requiring you to attend on the video conferences like Zoom, Google Meet. No, I will not do that. But in this case, we will have an asynchronous. Take note there is an A in that asynchronous remote teaching and learning. That means that you will study for this course based on your own pace, based on your own time, and based on your resources. Now, I made this course in such a way it should be light to you. That means you will not be spending more time on this class. You will not be spending more money and resources for this class. So I'm trying to make this as compressed as it is. So in this case, in this class, I will be using Spotify. I hope you all are very well known on Spotify. Again, I want just a quick or a brief description of Spotify. Spotify is an online application that you can use to listen musics based on your favorite musics. You can create playlists and so on and so forth. Now there's another feature in Spotify which is the podcast. A podcast is a series of talks wherein the moderator interviews someone based on the topic. Now this is the crazy thing. The amazing thing in podcast, because I found out a very good resource wherein a podcast details on the new books in science, technology, and society. So it's a very good podcast. Fortunately, they have many options, and apparently they have more than, let's say, 100 podcasts. But of course, we will not be listening for all of that podcast. I will not be requiring you, but maybe on your own discourse you can do that. You can do that. Now we will only listen 8 podcasts, and that means we have 8 weeks to do all of that. So on the first week, again, on the first topic, you will be listening on the book of Alexei Cummings, the book entitled Brain Magnet, Research Triangle Park, and the Idea of the Idea Company. So in that case, after you will listen to that podcast, you have to write a reflection paper. That means you will do AC writing. Now, in order for me to grade your work, I will base that on a rubric. The rubric will be available in your Molly classroom. And for the second week, you will be discussing or be learning about science and technology and nation building. And you will listen on the next podcast, the second podcast, on the book of Patrick M. Condon entitled 5 Rules for Tomorrow's Cities. Okay, you will do the same. You will write a reflection paper. Take note that for the first module, for module 1, The two requirements or the two required reflection papers should be submitted on September 19, 2020. So that is the first deadline that you can have for this class. So I hope you will mark your calendar. And for the second module, entitled Science and Technology and the Human Condition, um, there are three topics. The first one is the human person flourishing in terms of science and technology. So you will be doing this third topic on week 3, that is on September 21 to 25. Again, you will be listening to another podcast, and this time you'll be listening on the reviews of the book for working in public, the making and maintenance of open source software. So on the next week, we'll be also listening to another podcast entitled The Irrational 8, Why Flawed Logic Puts Us All at Risk and How Critical Thinking Can Save the World. So the last podcast for this module is on the robot rules regulating artificial intelligence. So in module 2 you have 3 topics. You have 3 weeks to accomplish module 2, and you have 3 reflection papers to submit at the end of the week. You need to submit the 3 reflection papers on October 10, 2020. And for the third module, entitled Specific Issues in Science and Technology and Society, again, you have 3 topics: the information age, second, the biodiversity and the healthy society, last but not the least is climate change and the energy crisis. So on the we have module 1 first week, second week. Module 2 you have third week, fourth week, fifth week. In module 3 you have sixth week. You will be listening to the podcast entitled Google Archipelago, the digital Golide and Simulation of Freedom. And on the 7th week you will be listening to the pandemic, perhaps dramatic events in a public culture of danger. On the last week we'll be listening on a podcast entitled The 100% Solution, a plan for solving climate change. So again, you have to do reflection papers at the end of the week, but for module 3 you need to submit all of your reflection papers on November 3. Now, why Spotify? Again, I mentioned earlier, Spotify is an online platform wherein you can listen to music, to audios, to records, to podcasts. I've been amazed with Spotify because it has a very good compression algorithm, meaning you have an audio. If that audio is barely saved on a local directory, maybe it could have a file size of maybe 25 MB or sort of things. Now in Spotify, you have this algorithm that compresses the file in such a way you can save more data. Meaning, saving more data meaning you can save more money. You can save more time for downloading the podcast. Okay. There are advantages here because again, another advantage is Spotify offers free trial for 3 months. And take note, for this course in General Education course 108, you will have to spend 2 months only. So that is batch 1 for our class. You will spend 2 months for this to be accomplished. And take note, you have 3 free months to try on 3 months to try on Spotify. Okay, so that means you have 1 month that you can, a free for you, not related to STS. Now, I hope you all know how to install an app. Yeah, so that's it. So for Android you open Play Store, for Apple you open Apple Store, and sort of things. Search for Spotify. I believe that Spotify is being offered to all operating systems like Android, iOS, and sort of things. So make sure you download it. So I hope you have a good internet connection. But if not, I'm not sure. But Spotify uh, is only about less than 50 MB to download. I'm not sure, but you need to recheck on that. You need to verify on that. But again, it's not that bulky in your phone, so you can download that in an instant. So again, so after downloading, you are going to download my playlist. So of course you install the Spotify app, you open it. Let's have this video demonstration first. So you open Spotify app, tap the search icon, and you type my name. Hopefully you do not misspelled my name, just like I did. Okay, so my icon, my face in there will appear. So I have only one playlist at the moment, so you have to check on that, select that one, and download all the podcasts available in that playlist. I do recommend downloading this podcast if you have not so fast internet connection. But if you do have a very steady internet connection, it's not necessary that you download it. Well, there are, uh, you know, drawbacks, or let's say, yeah, drawbacks in doing such. If you download all of the files, or download the playlist, that means you can access the podcast in offline mode. Spotify offers the offline mode again, so there's in settings in there. You check that. Once you downloaded all of the podcast or all of the music, you can then sort all of the music there in offline mode. So you don't need internet connection to perform that. But if you do have a good internet connection and you want to save memory in your phone, I do recommend not saving the podcast. So yeah, so that's it. That's yeah, you know, the up down analogy on that. So for the reference paper, again, you will be doing an essay writing, and for each topic, I will be asking 3 questions, and for each question, you have to answer it within 150 words to 200 words. So it's not that long, it's not that short essay writing. So I get just the average number of words that should be writing in an essay. Now all of your work will be graded via rubrics. So the rubrics will be uploaded in your Molly classroom. You can view on that, and I am planning that the grading system is based on peer assessment. That means once you submit your work, you will have to assess 2 random works from your classmates. Okay, so meaning you will be grading the works of your classmates, although that will be anonymously. You will not know whose work is that unless there is a name on the paper. So yeah, so again, there are 3 questions per topic, and there are 8 topics for this whole class. So for module 1, you have 2 topics. That means you have 2 outcomes, and each topic will have a 100% score. So that means for module 1, you have 2 topics, you have 200 points. Module 2, you have 3 topics, you have 300 points. Also with module 3. So in total, you have 800 points. Now for the grading system, or the grade equivalent, well, that will be based on the linear interpolation between 800 and 0, of course. So 800 points, meaning if you have a 761 points to 800 points in total in this class, you will have a flat 1. Otherwise, the scores will be on the list. Okay, so that would be all for this orientation. I hope we'll do all of the activities, and you will enjoy listening to the podcast. and hopefully, yeah, we can all have this. We can survive this pandemic, and yeah, uh, happy living, and hopefully you have a healthy life. Thank you and good day.